Okay, we could probably do an opener from here.
Nobody did anything.
I heard you swallow.
No, I went...
Well, silence needs to be like absolute silence.
Yeah, okay, so it's...
I think that was as absolute as we could get.
I forgot to unplug my dehumidifier.
It's so humidified.
I know, I have one in my bedroom
When
now.
we go
Feels
back
good.
to listen to it, we just hear...
I was going
Worrying
to say I didn't want to
tornado.
say their name since they did not consent to me being able to say their name on this.
I like how you're saying that now. After when we started recording, we were silent, and you decided to randomly just say the name.
Yeah, because you're not going to put in the stuff for the silence.
Yeah, we
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Blake always does that.
Yeah, Blake's been known to put in the silence
Oh, wait,
part.
real quick. I gotta do a Chud Talk cleanup. In the last previous episode, we talked about the horror movies I grew up watching. I forgot to say Hollow Man.
Well, then,
Oh,
thanks.
Hollow Man was
Hollow
good.
Thanks, Blake,
yeah,
for Hollow
yeah.
fucking man.
That one was like a huge movie in my...
Really?
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
growing up.
okay.
I remember like the fucking meat gorilla.
Yeah. The meat gorilla and like when he's covered in blood and everything. Hollow Man was huge for me growing up. And it's a fucked up movie, man. Dad, why did you let me watch those? Actually, real quick, before we get talking about the topic, one Christmas, I'll blame my mother for really throwing me to like the wolves of movies. She got me 3 VHSs for Christmas. She got me Spaceballs, Mars Attacks,
Oh.
and The Thing.
Wow.
She gave me those 3 movies for Christmas, and they were so 3 vastly different movies. And I was like, wow. And then I watched The Thing as a kid. I was like, whoa.
Crazy.
was wild, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
for a kid. All right, so today's topic, Patrick, you should introduce it because I don't really know what it is.
Well, I don't know.
I feel like Josh has a good handle on
Josh,
it,
you should
though.
talk about the topic.
No, it was my idea. Okay, so on today's little Chud Talk for the Underground Mole Radio special Chud Talk episode for this Chud Talk,
Chud Talk?
we're Chud talking about like the scariest nightmares, or I guess in Josh's case, like the weirdest ones that we've ever had.
I've had some pretty scary ones.
Well, then tell us all of them, baby.
Tell us your deepest, darkest dreams.
Should someone else start? Since I'm going to be like...
I'm gonna be super quick because
I've got-
Actually, I will
Yeah.
tell the one that I have cooking in my brain because in the last
for
episode,
it.
I talked about
Yeah,
how
go.
I had a nightmare about that Diablo monster.
oh,
So in Diablo 2, there's this big, like, ape guy. I don't know if he was specifically in caves, but that's normally why I fought him, and I never wanted to fight him, but he was like a big ape guy, like, I think he had claws. He was like big furry ape guy.
Mhm.
So the nightmare I had with this ape thing was
Oh!
I was in a playground, like, you know, the playground with the slides and like the bubbles, and like basically like a McDonald's playground. But
Yeah.
I was like in like the woods, not the woods, yeah, kind of like in the woods. And I was running around it, and this ape thing was trying to get me, and I was like hiding everything. And I went down this one like little tunnel, and there was another kid, and he put on a mask. But as he put on the mask, this like weird alligator leech thing crawled down his chest and then crawled back up and then was like fucking with his face.
good God.
And I was like, ah! So I tried to get out, but as I tried to get out, the gorilla thing was outside. So I went back in, and then inside was this weird thing happening to this kid. And I woke up, and I was like, I don't know what that's about. So I didn't play Diablo 2 for a while. That thing fucking scared the shit out of me. And then like I'm trying to think of other ones that I've had that like have been like scary. I know there's like this isn't scary because one time
They don't have to be scary.
Okay, there's
We
one time I
started
punched
scary.
myself
Yeah.
awake.
oh,
I was sleeping and I was like grabbing my blankets in my sleep and I went to like pull them
you're just
forward
having like
and like my hand slipped out of my blanket and I just cold cocked
lost
myself.
yourself.
But I did have this one dream that was really, really fucking wild, and I woke myself up because I was violently shaking in bed because I thought a bee was trying to get in my ear. So I was at this house, and like, it was kind of like run down, and like maybe we were kind of poor, but it was me and my old boss from Value Village, and she was like kind of being a bitch. So I was like, hey, you're being like a bitch to me. And then next to her on a fridge was a bee from the Bee movie doing a little dance, like getting closer and closer.
Specifically the bee from the bee
He
movie.
basically is doing this little dance, like, he was getting closer and closer. And I was like, oh shit, that bee's gonna fuck with us. So I closed the door on her face. I was like, no, I shouldn't do that. I gotta save her. So I opened it back up, and this bee stopped dancing and flew right into my ear and was like attacking me.
God.
I woke up going, like shaking in my bed because this bee was attacking me.
God.
And then like, what else happened? I remember one time as a kid, I got dreamed that I got shot in the chest by like a cop. So like it was back at my old house in Madrona. Do you guys remember that house?
Yeah, I remember.
So one time, I had this dream that me and my brother were like being really rowdy one night. We were playing video games, we were being really loud, or he was chasing me around the house and we were being really loud. So the cops showed up and they're like, "Are you kids being loud?" We're like, "Oh God, please no!" He goes, "Oh motherfucker!" And he pulls out his gun and he shoots me.
Oh,
My
I thought
body.
this was real life.
No, and my
it
body
is.
like twirled in the kitchen, and I fell into like a magazine rack that spins because it had comic books on it, and I fell into that. And I fell on the ground, and I looked at the cop, and I was like, "I'm just a kid." I died. I woke up, and I was like, "Ah!" I
That was
grabbed
weird.
my chest, and I was terrified.
And the
Oh,
cop
God.
runs over, starts teabagging you.
Yeah, that dream was so weird. But I'm trying to think of like other dreams that I've had. I had one dream where we were in like I guess Seattle, and there was like this big tower building that was a bunch of little shops like shoved into each other. Basically, if you took Pike Place Market and instead of being horizontal, it was vertical. So basically, like, just all these shops on top of each other, and I was running through all these shops trying to find my friends, and all the shops like intertwined with each other, blah blah blah. And I got in this one room, there was a bunch of cardboard boxes, and the whole room was like basically just cardboard. And like I was crawling through all these cardboard boxes, and it was like a huge maze, and I got lost. I was getting scared because I knew that there was like someone weird in there, like some like freak. And I was like, and I was like, I'm gonna get fucking.
I think we all know
I was
who.
like, there's something in here and it's gonna get me. And I was like going through all these cardboard boxes, all these little cardboard walls, and I was like being all trying to get away from
Sneaky or whatever.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Hmm.
And I was like, I don't know if I like that dream.
We kind of like make a movie out of that, where someone's just
Make
like
several
in
movies.
some like place and they feel like something or someone weird is after them, but like we never actually see it.
Paranoia is an interesting concept.
It's
Yeah.
very
Right,
interesting. And then I had a dream with I won't say her name, but it's a mutual friend me and Josh have, where I was at this apartment complex that I went to as at a birthday back in high school. And this girl was on top of this building. She like jumped and fell and hit the ground. I was like, "Oh shit, suicide, drop her." So I ran over, but it wasn't because she was like an X-Men. I was like, "Oh, she's fine." So she got up and we were like superheroes or something. But it was so weird because it was this friend that we have. And I was like, "Holy shit, it's her. She's okay." And I was looking at my other friends. I was like, "Oh man, it's so fucking weird. We gotta like be more on the lookout for each other because we all have like superpowers or we're like X-Men or mutants or something." And like, I don't remember much of that dream, but it was really weird because, again, I think it's interesting. All the faces you see in your dream are people that you know. But it was so weird that like I woke up and she was in this dream, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing in my dream?" I think I might have texted her and be like, "You're my..." I do that to people, and I don't know if that's like not creepy. If you're in my dream, I text you the next day.
Oh,
Because like
I haven't gotten that text.
yeah, well, I don't dream about you, Ryan, but I've done that to a few people. I'm like, "Hey, I know we haven't talked in like forever, but you were in my dream last night," and they're like, "That's weird," and I was like, "Yeah," and I never talked to them again. I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess we're not rebonding on contact."
Yeah, just the other day you texted me like, "Hey, you were in my dream." I'm like, "Please block this number."
Okay, wait, real quick. This wasn't a dream, but it's like one of those times you wake up really kind of sleepy and you think you see something.
Oh
and
yeah, that happens to
your
me a
eyes
lot.
have to. I once, as a child, thought Patrick was in my room.
Jesus.
Like,
I've had that dream.
yeah. So I
I'm
was.
thinking about being in my own room. I would be scared of myself.
Yeah. So I was back when I was a child. I had like a bunk bed, but it wasn't a bed beneath it. It was like a desk with where you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
So I was up in my bed, and as a kid, I had this really crazy Mega Block set that was like a giant mountain and like a dragon head on it, and it did all this stuff. And it was in my bedroom.
In your bed.
It was in my bed. It was in my bedroom. I think maybe there was like been a blanket on it or something. And I was like kind of waking up, and I looked over and I saw it, and I was like, "Patrick's in my fucking room." And I freaked out. I was like, "Why the hell is he in my room?" And I literally
was this?
back in the Madrona house when I was a kid. So probably like
Damn, you dreamed about me?
like elementary school.
Wow.
But I literally was like,
You knew.
"Patrick, why are you in my room?"
You knew I was out
tried
to
to
get you.
speak to you, and you of course didn't answer me because you weren't in my room. But it scared the fucking shit.
wild.
So unsettling.
You like throw something at it and hear it shatter. You're like, "Oh shit!
Oh shit! Patrick's alive, or I killed him.
What if you
Also,
did
I
kill
totally
me?
forgot another movie I grew up with. Was the original Boogeyman movie.
Hmm.
That was another one that I grew up with.
Wait, which original Boogeyman?
The one where it's a like action figure wearing a jacket in real life.
I don't fucking know.
I know it's the one. Oh, and also Darkness
what
Falls. That's
year?
another one. I don't fucking know. Early 2000s.
Oh, so that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other horror movies. I'm sure I probably have like some. I mean,
Not
horror movies. Sorry. More like
dreams
that I've had.
Night dreams.
Night dreams. I'm the night dreamer.
Dream terror.
Trying to think. Not really good at thinking.
It'll probably hit you.
Yeah,
if
probably
we,
hit me.
We could go around.
Let's move on from me. I think I spent 8 minutes talking about myself. I think
Hell
that's plenty
yeah.
enough for
That's
an
a little too
hour-long
much.
episode.
So yeah, for me, like I kind of have like a few like reoccurring kind of scary things. I can't remember one of them, unfortunately. I just remember like it had something to do with 101 Dalmatians.
But
No,
you were
'cause-
Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn, I hate these
Tommy
dogs.
Pelts.
I need your skin. I'm gonna bag out of you.
I can make a purse out of what was that? I can make a back out of it.
Yeah.
Poor little Corey
but
Cunningham.
No, it's like that's not the scary part. Like something specific that happened in this dream that had to do with 101 Dalmatians. There was like something like scary in it, which was weird because 101 Dalmatians isn't scary. So I don't know why I would add something scary into it in a dream. There's this other one that I'd have as like a little kid, where like for some reason like my dad is like a pinkish purplish like big octopus thing, like a cartoon octopus. Was like chasing me around the house. And I would be like, I vividly remember like holding like a freaking door shut. My dad's like trying to open it from the other side.
God.
Yeah,
He's a weird octopus dad.
it's like a weird octopus. But this one which I'm pretty sure is like the latest reoccurring like actual really scary nightmare thing I've had, which I haven't had in like a few years. Like the last time I had it was maybe
You're gonna
like
have it tonight now.
maybe. Who knows?
I'm
No, I'll
gonna
have the
have-
fucking octopus one. Like, Dad, what are you doing?
And then I'm gonna see you in my room or something.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Patrick, no!
I'm gonna see me in my room. We're all gonna see me in our rooms.
Great.
Oh, great! It's like It Follows. but
Can't
it's
wait.
Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick's there.
What's that new? It's like that new movie.
Yeah, Dream Scenario. I want to see
I
that.
want to see that
Me
so
too.
Yeah,
bad.
we should see it together.
We should. Absolutely.
Sorry, Ryan. I don't know if you're gonna make it.
Oh shit.
The way you said that was so dire. I don't know if you're gonna make it.
Well, who knows? You know, L.A.
It's pretty scary down there. Yeah.
Anyway, like the last time I've had this dream is maybe like
Yesterday.
like just a few years after high school, maybe like in high school, because it's been a while since I've had a scary reoccurring nightmare.
Okay.
But this one, so it's like, so there's this theme park entrance right here, but then like across the walkway from it, there's like this creepy fucking house, and for some reason in my dream I'm like, I'm gonna walk to this house. So I go to this creepy house all by myself. And inside of it, it's just like a dark, creepy, kind of run-downish house.
Mm.
But like in one of the rooms, there's this bed, and laying on the bed, there's like this weird, like scarecrow-looking thing, like zombie-ish scarecrow-looking thing. And it's just like laying there, and I'm just like staring at it. And then it starts to fucking get up, and I'm like, this fucking thing is gonna chase me around this goddamn house until it catches me and kills me. And that's the goddamn dream. It's like the scariest fucking thing. It's like chasing me around and shit. And then I think like, if it catches me, I can't remember if I wake up or if I just like fucking restart and it starts chasing me again.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's happened
again.
before. But, like, I've had that dream, like, a lot of times, and sometimes I actually, like, make it out of the house so it stops chasing me, so it's not that scary anymore, but, like, there's other fucking weird things in, like, the backyard, because there's, like, giant turtles and shit. But it's not scary anymore, because it's not chasing me. I don't have to fucking worry about that thing chasing me.
And there's turtles.
There's big turtles and shit. I'm pretty sure there has been, like, one time where I chose to go into the theme park instead, but it was like the most boring theme park ever. So I just went back into the house.
Hang out with the
I was
scarecrow.
like, kill me, please.
Jesus. Yeah,
That's a good one.
But I have also had the things where like you're half awake when you wake up, so it's like in
Oh,
your
yeah.
room.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like it's never been like somebody standing there, but it's usually been like I see this big spider on the ceiling, and then it falls onto the bed. So I like would push the sheet on top of it and like get out of the bed and just stand there and stare at my bed for like a minute, and I'm like, am I dreaming? Is that not really there? So I like slowly pull the sheet back and it's not there. Yeah, it just jumps on me.
Into your mouth.
But no, yeah, it's just never there. But funny thing, you talk about the bee. Like, when did your bee dream happen?
Because I had.
When did your bee
dream
happen?
That was a few months ago.
Oh, because just like
I'm trying to look up dreams that I text Mallory about.
Because just like a couple of days ago, I had a dream. It wasn't like a bee like flying at me or like dancing towards me, but like there was like this bee, I think like inside, and I'm like, I want this bee to be outside. So like in my dream, I'm like trying to just get it to stand on my hand, but it ended up like flying at me and like putting its head inside of my nose. Like it wasn't trying to crawl inside of my nose. It just took its head in my nose and just stood there. So I'm like, I guess I'm gonna fucking just walk outside of this bee in my nose. Yeah. But I think I woke up before I got the bee out of my nose. So who knows? Maybe it's still in
Maybe
me.
it's in your brain right
Maybe
now.
when I
You're being controlled by a bee.
I do hear some buzzing.
Apparently, not too long ago, on November 10th, I had a dream that
November 10th, 2023.
someone was living in the walls at the house I grew up with my dad. Somebody was like living in there, because that was also like something that
I feel like we talked about that.
Yeah, because I
actually.
literally was talking about the cobweb movie that came out. I'm pretty sure I probably had it.
Probably watched that
You
around the
probably
same
also
time.
talked about
Someone's
we
living in
talked
the
about
walls.
The boy.
The boy.
The boy.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm going through all my text messages to see like what dreams I text Mallory about, because I've had some really fucking wild dreams.
At least you kind of keep like a semi-dream log about it.
Yeah.
Like
I can tell you about
Yeah.
like literally the most boring dream I've ever had in my entire life that
Tell
happened
me.
like a couple of years ago. I was literally just sitting in the passenger seat of a car, just like waiting, and that's it. That's all that happened. I was just sitting there, just like maybe
Like-
waiting for somebody like get in the driver's seat and drive away, but I was just sitting there for like a few minutes, and I'm like, is this a fucking dream?
Yeah.
This is the worst dream I've ever had.
Fucking sucks.
Nothing happened. Shit. Let me think.
Shit.
I haven't had like scary dreams recently, luckily. I do have a dream catcher above my bed, so maybe that's it.
Oh, you're catching your dreams.
Yeah, but it's giving me the boring ones instead. It's like, oh, let me take all the nightmares. Well, turns out all you have is nightmares and also this boring dream.
So
Here you go.
dream nothing. Yeah.
Shit, I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've had like another boring dream or something, but that's pretty much it.
Maybe if you remember it, we'll come back to it.
Probably, yeah. I'll tell you. Yeah, this one, I was just like walking down the street, and I like stopped at the crosswalk. No, I don't know. What about you, Ryan?
So generally I don't remember my dreams. It's like
All right,
pretty,
moving on
it's
to
pretty
Josh.
unusual. No. I do have like a couple interesting like points though, because like one, I usually don't feel like I dream on like when I'm doing good, like just doing normal, neutral throughout my life. The times that I do dream are actually when I'm in like a lot of distress in my life. So it's like like when I get sick, that's especially when I dream. It's like the hard like fever dreams of like
Blake's laughing over here about you being sick.
Sorry, I read a dream I had.
Okay,
no,
I don't care.
Like
Go.
I had like I don't know. It's like when I have fever dreams, it feels like almost like flashing colors, like kind of thing. Like it's nothing. It's not about anything in particular. It's probably like that, lucid dream simulator thing that you're talking about, and that's
like
probably
polygons. Right?
probably what it is. Yeah, it's like I just like see like flashing colors, and it's just like I know I'm sick in the scenario, and I just feel like crap, like when I wake up later. But then, but yeah, that's pretty much all I remember. It just like kind of freaks you out for a little bit. Most of the time, like if I wake up in the middle of the night, I definitely was dreaming something. I know I was dreaming something like that frightened me, but again, like I can't remember anything.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I do get into that situation though, where like I'll wake up in the middle of the night to like go to the bathroom or something, and then I'll look around the room and I'll almost like catch something out of the corner of my eye. I'll like fucking like quick turn at it, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm just like freaking out or whatever, and it's like nothing. But it's like, I don't know, that happens to me quite often. Another fever dream that I've had, which is kind of like unusual, and this is a recurring one. I'm like imagine like a large boulder, and I'm pushing the boulder. Like,
Hercules.
yeah, basically, like, I don't know why I'm doing that, but like, there's situations in that dream where like the boulder is like changing size like as I'm pushing it. Like it'll get smaller sometimes, and then it'll just get like ginormous other times. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm like a dung beetle, basically, like pushing like a ball.
It's a ball of shit.
It's a ball of shit. That could be what it is. The last like kind of category, I mean, this hasn't happened to me in a long time. It's actually only happened twice. I think I had like actual sleep paralysis like twice.
Oh yeah.
Where, and this was like kind of shortly after my second shoulder dislocation, and I was like trying to like go through physical therapy, and it's just like, you know, working through like knots in like the shoulder, and like sometimes that relates to like traps and like neck and stuff like that. And I think there was a point where like my neck was like really tight from like trying to go through physical therapy, and I could almost like associate it with that time that like I was just like, I was wide awake, but I was like, I couldn't fucking move. Like I was just like like a stiff board. But I know like in reading accounts of like sleep paralysis, sometimes you do like see things. I definitely like felt like I saw something too. It was like a figure kind of thing, and it's like very like dark and shadowy. But other than that, it was like just a situation of me being like, holy fuck, I hope I can move again. And then after, I don't even know how long it was that I was like laying there like that, but yeah, obviously I'm fine now. But yeah, no, it like in the moment, it's like kind of one of the most terrifying things you can go through.
Yeah. I think I might have had like sleep paralysis once, like a long time ago, in like maybe elementary school or middle school or something. But my fucking quote-unquote sleep paralysis demon is the stupidest one that has ever probably existed. I don't even know if you would count it as a sleep paralysis demon or just like some random thing I hallucinated because I was like half asleep.
Yeah.
Well, what's the fucking difference anyway?
Yeah.
But like, I was like laying there in bed, and I like kind of like saw what looked like a ball like on this little shelf that's next to my bed, and like it had like a little face on it. And like it had these like things that were supposed to be like maybe like thick hairs or something, and like literally all that was happening was like the hairs were just like slowly growing longer and longer.
Oh god!
And I was like staring at it. Oh, pretty much like at first I couldn't like yell, but I was like, ah. And like my mom came into the room,
but you're like confused.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Patrick.
It was weird. Like I don't know if I was scared of it. I was like weirded out. Like I don't want this fucking thing growing hair.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I will say, isn't that like the big phenomenon of like sleep paralysis where it's everyone sees like the same thing, and that's like there's
Probably.
I don't think anybody's seen a ball growing hair.
One
of yours is unique.
But
I'm talking about like the
shadow
Hat Man.
The old
like the shadow figure
the shadow
thing?
figure,
Yeah.
like, that's like a whole
It might
thing.
be, yeah.
But yeah, I know that's like a whole thing.
Well, mutual friend has done like a bunch of research on it, but
Wait,
one of the
which
big
mutual
ones,
friend?
the C one of done a bunch of research on it, but
I'm not saying that like to your friend. It's a C word.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I thought we were just saying C words.
Yeah.
Also, when we get a second, I gotta read some of the dreams.
Yeah,
I had.
definitely.
All right. So what did
It was an
your
old
mutual friends?
like an old lady is a really common one.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
like the whole, that's
wow.
like the crazy thing, because it's the same thing with I want to say it's Benadryl, the Benadryl demon. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
I haven't heard of this.
That's the Hat Man one.
Yeah, there's this thing
Oh.
where everyone who takes too much like Benadryl or whatever starts hallucinating, but it's always the same type of figure. And it's
That's
the same thing with sleep
wild.
paralysis, where everyone's like, oh no, it's all somehow connected, because everyone says that they see the same thing, which is like
Yeah.
the shadow figure or something.
Yeah.
But there's so much fucking nonsense about that. I don't think...
Yeah,
I don't know
well,
if I've
first
ever-
of all, if you're in the middle of the fucking night, what are you gonna see? A perfectly illuminated man? Get the fuck out of here.
Bright man?
What a shadow man. Yeah, bright man. Like he's shining in my fucking eyes. Oh god.
Stop!
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Benadryl one, I mean, it seems kind of like it would make sense.
I feel like
in
you
a
just gotta
way
be
to
careful
see the
about
same
that
thing.
stuff, too.
Well, yeah, don't fucking take too much.
You might even have to
Oh man, I wasn't paying attention. But I did hear what you said. I'm gonna have to censor that.
somewhere around
But
23.
also, I'm not sorry for saying that, because they should not be taking too much Benadryl. Read the freaking instructions.
Anyway, Blake, you got
Wait, how
some?
far through this is it?
This is
We have to
25
remember that.
minutes.
25. Remember 25 minutes, Blake.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, let me read some of
I'll text it right now.
Yeah, I'll have to
Into
listen
you.
to it.
Into you.
So apparently, at some point, I had a dream that I was Will Byers. Well, everyone was older and everything, but I and 11 were like realizing that we loved each other, and Mike was garbage. So apparently, I had a dream that I was Will Byers, and I had fallen in love with 11. And then, but we were older. We weren't kids.
Right.
But we were two. We were two. And then I had a dream that it had lots of monsters in multiverse traveling. I had superpowers and saved a kid at the zoo from Crocs who were white and huge, and we fought the Iron Giant. Ezra Miller as the Flash was there.
Wait, specifically as the
Yeah,
was he
and then,
doing the weird
probably. I had a dream
It's the monks.
recently where I was being hunted by a ghost serial killer, like in Fear Street, which is like a TV movie that came out. One dream I had where I popped a tonsil stone out and it was giant. I had a dream that I'm gonna have to say this carefully because if they happen to listen to this episode, they're gonna figure out who they are. But somebody who's close to my life,
Patrick.
came down. Oh wait, hold on.
You idiot.
Someone who's close to my life came downstairs like they were living with me or something and told me that their boyfriend made them come 137
Oh my
times.
god!
And apparently I was just like, apparently what happened was they came down and they're like, yo, my boyfriend has made me come 137 times. I'm literally like sitting there playing a video game or something. I just turned around and was like, who cares? Like I'm so
You just,
like
projectile
I just
vomit
didn't
on
give a
him.
shit. I had this one dream that was like it was a zombie apocalypse, but the way you turn into zombies is you get specifically horny for pussy.
What?
Like if you thought about that, you got a boner, and the only reason I was living is because I'm bisexual. That's the only reason I was not turning into a full blown zombie. But then some girl tried to fucking get me to like turn into a zombie. I was like, oh hell no! But yeah, it was like if
I
you
ain't like that.
yeah, but it was one of those things where like the if you got horny. Specifically for if you were a male and you got horny for the opposite sex, you turn into a
I'd be
zombie.
a zombie.
Ryan's the first one.
I'm patient zero there.
But yeah, I recently was just going through lists of the past text messages I have with my partner because I like to talk to her about my dreams. But I will say that my boss was correct that the movies that I consume and the media that I consume does fuck up my dreams. Because
Probably has some effect, yeah.
Yeah,
Those were-
137 times you said.
it was so weird.
What
I
have you
was
been
so-
watching?
I was so
Yeah, it's
I was
extremely
so
specific.
mad because I was like, I can't believe you're fucking talking.
I
to me
can't
about
believe you've done this.
I can't believe you come 137
I can't believe
times.
you've done this.
But
My best is 136.
Ah, Ryan, goddamn.
damn it! But yeah, I have so many fucking wild dreams. But it's funny with my partner. Before we were like really together, I had a dream. Now this was like a really serious dream that woke me up with like a pit in my stomach. I woke up because me and her got like in an argument in my car because we were on the freeway. And she was saying like, no, you gotta go that way in that direction. I was like, no, I gotta go this way in this direction. And we were going back and forth like arguing, and we eventually kept switching who was driving. And then I was like, can you just stop being the way you are? Like you're hurting me right now. Can you just stop? And I woke up and I was like, oh,
You woke up and you were driving?
and she's told me, she's like, why do you have dreams about me when like I'm mean to you? And I'm like, it's so weird because it's like, it's not like it's her. I'm gonna go really deep into like my mental thing here. It's not like it's her. It's like she is like a combination of some of my exes, but they all
And probably me.
and probably like you, but they have like her face. It's really weird. But I'm like, yo, I had this dream where it specifically was this one ex, but I knew it was also you. So like, that's always just like mixed up in my head. I'm just like, oh, it's just fucked up. But I've also had dreams like one of like my ex-girlfriends from high school is doing some dumb shit in my dream. I'm like, I fucking hate that she's here in my dream. I wake up, I'm like, why the fuck did she get in my dream?
Could watch C.H.U.D.
But yeah, I can't believe Ezra Miller was in my dream as specifically the Flash. I think we were like trying to team up
We
or I
gotta
told him to leave me
Beat the shit
alone.
out of all these Hawaiian people. They're like flooding it.
And then you're there. You're like, no!
Yeah,
No, what
beating me
happened?
up.
Ezra Miller runs up to you like, I'm gonna kidnap you.
Oh, that's right. I had a timer going.
Nah,
It's okay. We're like 30 minutes.
I don't
We're
know.
about to get into.
I think you
The
misunderstood
real
that.
stuff.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah,
the
this is-
grand finale.
28.
Yeah. Here's what we're waiting
Real quick
for.
before we get into Josh, since Josh is
the
about to
turtle.
like super take over.
I won't.
What the
take too
fuck
long.
was I even
Jeez, dude.
going to say?
Oh,
I definitely had a dream that was like very much centered around this movie called Waxworks, which is there was a part where this person picks up this little person and like throws him into like a plant, and the plant goes, "Feed me!" and like feeds him as a plant. So as a kid, I had this dream where I was like picking up people and like pushing them into like this plant ground monster, and the ground monster was like, "Well, you know," and I fed them to him. But I also like
feed me, Seymour.
yeah, dude, Waxworks is so great because it just like has a bunch of homages to a bunch of like classic horror movies, and one of them obviously is that. But it was a giant plant monster that was like, I'm hungry. I don't think it specifically said feed me because I think that's copyrighted.
I was gonna say most of my
Words
day-to-day
feed me are
dreams are like
copyrighted?
Yeah.
about
I've been
work.
saying that like
Yeah,
all
it
the time.
sucks. Those are the worst.
Like it's usually just like, oh, I calculated the wrong tax. Now my boss is gonna hate me.
I have
Like that's
hate
what.
me.
No.
I had this one dream where like Value Village and Costco became one. So like,
Oh,
so
God.
literally, I'm on the dock of Value Village where I used to work, and I go inside to go do my job, and inside is just Costco, and everything's fucking chaotic, everything's going crazy. I literally was like, what the hell is happening? And like, my dad was working there, like all my old bosses were there, and everyone's being pissed off. I like woke myself awake because I was like, I'm pissed off. I don't want to be here.
I don't wanna
I woke
do
up, I was like,
this.
this is that. So shit. I woke up.
Okay, so I've had I just remembered like a couple of like maybe 3 or 4 of these dreams kind of recently. Like the last one was like a month or 2 ago, but they're like I wake up and it's in the morning, and like I look at the clock and I'm like, oh, I'm late. I need to get ready. I need to go to high school, so I'm not late to school.
I've had this.
But then
dream.
like the time goes past and I'm like, I'm not in fucking school anymore.
I don't need to be here.
So I
Yeah.
just don't do anything.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna be moving over to Josh because this topic was specifically made with Josh in mind.
Yeah, I love you, Josh. I'm here for you, buddy.
okay, we're
Don't
starting
worry.
off with the goofy
You would survive my
ones,
zombie dream.
and then we're moving in. And then we're moving into the spookier one.
I imagine him with a vagina.
Well, no, you're not surviving.
And then
Oh.
sound
Yes,
like-
the fucking bitch was trying to trick me to get all horny for her so I could turn into a zombie. But then I think I ended up hooking up with her and like surviving because again, since I'm bi, I was like, oh fuck this, I'm not full zombie. So like all the queer
Not
community
full
was
zombie.
all the queer community was able to survive because they
What
weren't
sense
like
does that make?
You never go full zombie.
you never go full zombie. I think like
Because you're bi?
yeah.
But I feel like bis would be just as susceptible.
No,
Yeah.
you had to be a straight person
Why?
specifically getting horny for vagina.
That's really
you had to be a,
specific.
you had to be a,
Do
you have
you
hatred
had, you had to
for
be
the
a
straight
Do
you had
you
to be
not
like,
like women?
you had to be like a
Do you-
normal guy.
Do
You had to be like a
hate
normal
humanity?
like man, and you had to get specifically horny for like pussy, and you turned into
Are
a
you a
fucking
man?
zombie. Yes,
Did you get horny for pussy?
I did. But
No!
no, but it wasn't the full
These are the
thing.
dream rules.
Yeah, these are the dream rules. Fuck
I
you.
hate your dreams!
I know.
Me too.
Okay, Jesus. Okay, my first one wasn't a dream.
Not real.
It was, I was sleeping and I like was getting woken up, and I woke up really late, and I was like, and I like my
What?
eyes like, and right as they were like just barely open, it was my cat's face.
Oh.
Like, right, and all I remember is seeing her nose. But the second I saw her, like the millisecond, she sneezed directly into my eyes.
Oh my
I got up. And I had to go and rinse my. It was here, and I had to go rinse my eyes. At
Oh,
like
gosh.
1 a.m. Because my cat, like, she must have
That's
been
so
sleep-
fucking funny.
I imagine she was sleeping next to me.
Yeah.
And she probably started sneezing,
Mhm.
and then it woke me up. And then right as I was waking up, she probably sneezed again.
In
That's
your
so
face,
But
though.
it was so funny.
I wish like you had been like audibly like, ah! So like, it wakes me up.
There
Or
was
like,
a couple
"Dude,
times
you
I'm like,
good?"
I'm surprised you didn't get woken up.
yeah, like the time you threw hot dog buns at Muddy.
Oh yeah, I was so
the
mad.
hot dog fight of.
I feel,
20
I feel
whenever
bad
lived here.
saying this because it sounds really mean, but I don't think any of the audience understands Muddy. But so
Just to preface, Muddy is my old cat who terrorized Josh while he lived here.
rip.
Rest in peace, little
Let's
man.
all have a second of silence for Muddy. Okay, so there was a point where he kept trying to get up on top of the cabinets. And
Yes.
to do that, he would walk across the stove, jump onto the fridge, and then jump up to the cabinets. Which was really annoying if the stove was on or if you were cooking.
Yep.
And he just like turned into a psychopath. Like you couldn't leave food out. And I just got home from like at night. It was like 9 o'clock at night. And I was trying to make hot dogs. And I got like really fancy ingredients. And this is terrible. I feel really bad saying this story.
So say it, it's fine.
No Muddy was harmed in the making of this story. But I made these hot dogs. And they were really good quality hot dogs. And I had them in the pot, and I saw him like coming into the corner of the kitchen. I was like, "Muddy, don't you fucking dare!" And I was trying to like go back and forth, but I had this thing of like hot dogs that was boiling, and he like jumps into the kitchen onto the counter. And his paws land in the hot dog buns, like on each side. He slides across the counter and jumps off the counter. And I think this was after I had put the hot dogs in. Right after. I was putting the pot back or something. I was like, Marty, you motherfucker! And I chased him. And he jumped on top of the couch, but he wasn't fast because he was really old.
Aww.
And I like grabbed his sides. And he turned around and he's like, ah. And he made the saddest sound.
Aww.
I caught him and he just like surrendered to death.
That poor cat.
He accepted it. He was ready.
That's so funny.
If it's my time, it's my time.
I came down the next day and wait, finish your story about what you did with the hot dogs.
So basically, he made like he was like, oh, and it was like super sad. And I was like, I can't be mad at you.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I can be fucking mad in general. And I was like swearing. And I was like, well, maybe he missed. Like, maybe he hit the plate.
Yeah.
My hot dog was still okay. And I remember going over to the hot dogs. And there were perfect little cat paw prints with glitter in them in the mayonnaise.
Oh my
With glitter
God.
in them?
Yeah,
And I picked up the hot dogs. And I started throwing them across the apartment. And they were like exploding on the walls. And Muddy was just on the couch like, like freaking out.
Doing the Home Alone thing.
Oh no! Like a Vietnam flashback.
And that's when he started pissing on the couch.
Wait, did he really pee on the couch?
Yeah, he started unloading, and I remember you were like, bro, we have to throw out the couch. And I was like, no, because I need that couch to make Hounder.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he just kept pissing on it, and we would like turn it over so he couldn't jump on it. But then he would jump on the back of it and like, whoa, and like piss through it even worse because it can get through the bottom. And yeah, that couch was a nightmare. But anyway.
So then, sorry, the next morning I come down, I heard none of the army fight between like the war between Josh, my roommate at the time, versus my cat. And I come downstairs and there's like a chunk of hot dog on the ground, and I'm like,
I cleaned up pretty good.
Yeah, it was just one. I was like, I guess Josh just didn't like get in the trash can. So I put it away and I was like, all right, whatever. I guess that's just the way it is.
I can't believe you didn't wake up.
Dude, Muddy was the most wild fucking animal ever.
He was really weird.
He would... So I'm gonna... Rest in peace, my little man, but that man was a fucking pervert.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh because I could hear you like, motherfucker, like open your door, and you hear Muddy get thrown out and land on the ground and close the door and you get, meow.
Well, because here's the thing is, Muddy, a long time ago, I lived in a studio apartment with Muddy, and one time I came home and I was about to go to bed, and I'm getting into my bed, and I'm getting into my sheets, and I'm just like, what the fuck is my blanket like? Wet.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh man, what the hell? I was like, did Muddy pee on the blanket? I'm like, oh no, it's cat piss on the blanket. But then I was like, this doesn't smell like cat piss. And I touched it. I was like, did someone break into my apartment and jack off? I'm like,
Muddy did.
Muddy fucked my blanket.
Oh my God.
And someone's like, well, is he not fixed? I was like, he is. And this girl I was dating at the time, she goes, no, you probably made the mess and you're blaming it on your cat. I was like, no, I did not fucking come.
You freaking
my
jizz on your blanket.
I was like, no, Muddy, no. And she's like, well, he doesn't have any balls. I was like, I know he has no balls. She goes, well, then where does he keep his cum? I was like, on my blanket. Because apparently, like, older cats can build up and just explode. And he did. So then I was like, motherfucker.
I just have to
So later, throughout life, what would happen is I'd be in bed, trying to go to bed, and Muddy would latch onto my arm and just like start like making biscuits, really aggressively. And I'm like, Muddy, I'm trying to go to bed, man. And
Muddy,
like,
I'm not in the mood.
And I would move him, and he'd be like, and I would move him, and his fucking little Todger would be like, and I was like, then Josh would be like, motherfucker! And I would be like, get off of me! So I'd throw him out of my bedroom all the time. And then he would be so sad because he'd be like, outside the door.
His meow was like, ow!
His meow was so
and then he just
pathetic.
like pulls a picture of your elbow out of his freaking fat sack and just like starts like caressing it
that
and
cat
crying.
was such a fucking nut. He was such a fucking little
sure
perv. And it's funny because like he would do this. I'm like, I don't know what your fucking problem is, man. And some people are like, maybe you should get him like a stuffed animal. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I can come home.
A doll.
Yeah, and but it's funny because
You
Josh
just
talked
come
about
home and the stuffed animal has like freaking leather straps
Has
on
my
it.
face
Hanging
put
from
on
the
it.
ceiling.
But Josh talks about one time when Muddy would scare him when you'd walk down the hallway at night. But one time on the couch that Josh and I used to have, I got a new couch cover for it, and it was a black couch cover, and I put it on. It looked really nice. Well, Muddy's a black and white cat, and one time I came home, I was coming down the hallway, and I was like looking at the couch, and Muddy was on the couch, but he looked up. And all I could see was the glint of his eyes. I was like, what the fuck? And I walked over. I was like,
scary.
And then I was like, are you over here? And I was like, patting around. And I tried hitting him. And I heard. I was like, oh, it's my little man. It's my little boy. But that cat was so fucking weird sometimes.
When you had the cone on him, he used to.
Oh my god!
He used to sleep sitting.
Yeah.
He would put his head down.
Like a fucking like suction cup.
There
He would
was-
just put this fucking cone down.
I've never seen a cat do that.
He was such a fucking
I
weirdo.
even went over to him and I was like, Muddy, are you sleeping? And he wouldn't move. And I had to shake him and he like, ah.
He did that shit to me so many times where one time my mom was over and she goes, oh, Muddy! And she went over and like pet him and she goes, is he breathing? I was like, he should be. And she goes, he's not moving. And I was like, no. And I walked over, I was like, Muddy! And I shook him and he's like, but that cat would like, because we used to have two couches and Muddy, one couch was his. It was his couch. If somebody would sit on it, Muddy would come over and tell me. And he'd be like, hey, you better fucking move your guest. And I'm like, hey, guy, you gotta move. He's like, why? I'm like, well, my cat sits there. He goes, well, there's plenty of room. I was like, no. You're a guest here. You gotta get up and move. That's Muddy's couch. And Muddy would watch him walk away, go over there and sit right in the fucking center of the couch.
Yeah.
It's a two-person couch. And sit right in the fucking center like a fat ass. But we would do this thing like all the time because he was such like a latch-on cat. I'd play video games like Bloodborne or something, and I'm like, you better get the fuck off me. Because I'm like, I can't use my arm, because he would latch onto it, and then sometimes again, he would latch on with a little too much intent. But that cat was a pervert, but goddamn, he was such a funny little fucking little
bless him
weirdo.
Straight to heaven.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I said, God bless him straight to heaven.
Dude, he was so fucking like stupid. Like, he was
Whoa!
Oh, he
hold
was.
on.
Muddy was a very stupid cat, and with the
He's
cone,
very
he was really
stupid.
funny. He would run into stuff, and then he would like get it caught in things, and he'd be like. And then sometimes what he'd do is howl. Like one time, I have a like the chairs I'm sitting in, the one Josh sitting in particular. Muddy would yell at me to get out of the chair because he's like, I want to sit there, bitch. I'm like, all right, sorry. So I'll get out of the chair and I'll go sit somewhere else. He'll sit up there, jump onto it, stare to the back of the couch, the chair, and just go. And I'm like, what? And he would like turn around and look at me. And I'm like, don't give me attitude. You're the one yelling at an inanimate object, you fucking weirdo. But God, I love that little asshole. That little fucking freak shit.
I still really want to.
Cats are
I'm
great.
a stupid idiot.
You are.
I still really want to see the picture that Josh drew of Muddy.
Oh, I got it upstairs. I can go grab it at some point.
You gotta find it and just like have it ready for a hangout one day because
Yeah.
that's like the
I know
one
where
of the
it
greatest
is.
pictures I've ever seen in my life.
I have one of those
I
fake.
remember it.
I have like one of those fake books. I put all of our pictures in it. The sex ball that you drew the other day. That's gonna go in there.
Good.
Sex
He needs to
ball.
see that.
Yeah, we drew a sex
The perfect woman.
ball.
Oh yeah, I
Wait,
remember
let's
that
talk
thing.
about the actual topic.
Okay,
let me-
Josh, yeah.
Let me speed run these.
No.
No,
Speed
ta-
run.
take your
We're gonna
time.
I
hear all
had
of
a
them.
dream where I got stabbed and I felt it.
Ugh.
Yeah, like in the
Damn.
dream, I got stabbed in the stomach by like a kitchen
Dude,
knife.
getting physically hit or affected in your dream, you feel like your body like
This
That's
one
what
reacts
happened
to
when
it,
I got
yeah.
shot in my dream. I woke up and I was like, I'm dead.
I am
but a boy. That's basically what I said.
Sorry, Josh, go ahead.
No, that's it. I got
Oh,
stabbed.
okay.
And I
Oh,
felt that
cool.
shit.
Yeah.
Sick.
The next one was
Yeah.
my first dream where I woke up and I was like, what the fuck was that? I call it my poison rabbit dream. I guess it was venomous. But, so, my dream was I was like, this was when I was like 4 or 5. And I remember I was running. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna fucking kill me. And there was like some guy riding a giant rabbit. He's like, you're dead, bitch. And he was like, the rabbit was biting like everyone around it. And it was like venomous. And so they were all like, oh, like dying of the venom. And I was like, oh my god, it's a venomous rabbit. And I woke up and I was like, what does that mean? What does any of that mean?
Did you
Where
just watch
any of
Monty Python, The
No.
Holy Grail?
I don't think so. I don't know where that
That's the
dream
only thing I
came
think
from.
of.
It was really weird.
Huh.
And all I remember is I woke up confused and I went back to bed.
That's bizarre.
Okay, let's see. What's next, dude?
I don't know.
The mystery mobile dream, the stupidest dream I've ever had where I literally woke up laughing it was similar to this dream, the previous one, the rabbit one, but I remember I was running through the woods there was like a horde of homeless people. Like they were specifically just homeless people and they were chasing me. There was like 100 of them.
Damn.
And I was running faster than them. In my dream, like, camera, I perceived myself as, like, definitely getting away.
Mm-hmm.
But then I stopped, and I was like, I can't outrun them. And the homeless people started getting closer, and I go, wait! And they all stopped. And in my dream, the camera's, like, on me. I go, look at that! And the camera, like, pans to the mystery mobile. And all the homeless people are like, yeah, get it! And they ran over to it. They ran over to it and started, like, punching it with, like, their fists and with, like, bats. But they were doing so much damage, like they were, like, smashing dents into it and just destroying this. And then I remember it, like, dream camera cut back to me and I'm like, ha ha! And I ran into the woods again. And then I woke up. I was like, what is any of that? Why is the mystery mobile there? And then I think this is my first horror dream I've had. The first one that I perceived as scary. So I used to be kind of fat. And...
Used to? No, just kidding.
And in my
Josh
dream...
is the skinniest one here.
In my dream, I was like, oh my god, there's this burger place at the top of this hill. And I'm super hyped for these burgers. And so I was like walking up this hill to go to this burger place. And I was like, oh, I'm so tired and so exhausted. But the burgers will make it all worth it. And I remember specifically walking up this damn thing. It was like Main Street, but like twice the length of Main Street. And I finally made it to this burger place. I was like, I did it! I can finally eat a burger! And I go and open the door and I wake up.
It's like White Castle. Like Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
It was, I don't know. I really wanted a burger. I didn't get that burger.
Something like that's happened to me before. Like I think it was like a donut shop or something. I'm like,
The
God, these
worst.
donuts are gonna be so good. But it wasn't like a huge journey to them. I just like drove there and like got out and I like had the donuts in a box and I'm like, in the dream, I think I'm just like, I'm gonna save them. But then I never eat it. I like wake
No,
up.
you have to eat it immediately, like ravenously.
I've never had like something that like looks so good in a dream. I don't think I've like had something like
I didn't
that.
see the fucking burgers. I just opened the fucking burgers. Okay, what do I have next? I've got my succubus dream, which I guess my
Ooh,
brother
uh-oh.
pointed out wasn't technically a succubus.
Your
but
brother
it
was
doesn't-
in it?
No, I told him about this one.
Josh is like, I'm being attacked by succubus. And Bro's like,
Um,
you know, it's not a succubus.
I feel like I shouldn't go too far into detail of some of these because I am going to make them into movies, so I'll kind of gloss over the main concepts. But basically, this was a really vivid dream I had, but it was following a reporter, like a private investigator, and there was some guy, like a rich guy, who was like, hey, I think my wife is cheating on me. Like, I'm certain of it. I need to hire you to get actual proof. And so the guy I'm following is like, okay. And so he's like waiting out. His wife is a CEO who like owns a big ass company in like Seattle, and he's like staking out a building that they just purchased or renovate to turn into like a new office building or whatever. And he's seeing her go in with like all of these different dudes, and he's like, "Holy shit, she's really cheating on you!" 'Cause it's like tons of people. Then he starts to get suspicious because like none of them come out, and he's like, what is going on here? And I can't remember how it ends up happening, but he breaks into the building, and inside the building is just like, and I normally don't do like gore and stuff in my movies, but it's just the building is just full of corpses and body parts and just like gore and awful shit. And he's just like, oh, like taking pictures of it. And he's like, I need to fucking, like, there's not good things going on here.
Right.
But she shows up like halfway through this while he's like creeping around and all the lights are off. So it's like you can only see with like the camera flash. And she shows up halfway through, and all I remember is he's hiding under a table. And this is a gross dream, but she's like, comes into this room and she's all like wearing like high heels and a dress and just like blending up an arm. And just like, God fucking damn it, like blending. And the guy's like, oh, like disgusted under this table. But I forget what he does, but she hears him. And she doesn't hear him that he's there, but she hears something and she stops and is like, hello? And then she like, and like scuttles away like super fast. And then basically the dream ends up with, he ends up like killing her and escaping this building. And then it ended with he's walking out of the building and there's it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and he's just covered in blood. And he's like kind of dazed walking out of this building down the street, and there's all these people like unloading shipments and stuff for like restaurants. And they all start turning and looking at him and then just stopping what they're doing and like following him down the sidewalk. And then I woke up and I was like,
yeah,
what the fuck was that dream?
That's wild.
That's one of the craziest dreams I've had.
That is really wild.
And it was very visceral.
Well, like, how would you interpret that ending? Like, them just following him? Like, are they under the influence of something?
But
I
feel
feel like
that
a weird ending for a dream.
I felt like that ending was so wild. I was like, I don't know what that means, but I feel like it has to go in. But yeah, that was a crazy
That'll
dream
make for a good movie. I'm looking forward to you doing that.
Patrick could be the succubus.
Yeah. Or Ollie.
And then there was a dream where it was one of the weirdest dreams I've had. I went to go see a horror movie with one of my friends who I watch all these horror movies with, and it was at the theater. And so we go into the theater, and we're like, yeah, we're watching this horror movie. And I watched this entire movie that doesn't exist in the theater with my friends, like reacting to it. But I don't remember almost all of the movie except for the final sequences. I remember it had something to do with the cartel. And it was like smuggling, but it was like disposing of bodies and stuff. And the ending of the movie was just this like, it was like house music. Or it was like really upbeat, like energetic music.
It's like playing Daft Punk.
To like police video of them like dismantling these pieces of art. So like one of the ones I remember is this crazy looking mirror that they're like breaking apart and like cutting into the like bottom of it, and there's like human teeth in there, and then it was all this weird stuff where it wasn't blatant, but it was really like indiscriminate or indescript or
nondescript,
like things like paint that's like made out of bones and stuff, and it was, I don't know, it was just a really,
you have a lot of body horror
in my
dreams.
But in my actual stories I generally don't. And then the last one I had, which was one of the probably the most scared I've ever been waking up for a dream, because these ones I woke up and I was like, I was sick, and I like wrote them down.
I'm gonna make a movie on this.
Yeah, but then you woke up from this one like, I'm sick.
Well, this one was weird because I'm pretty sure it started as a reoccurring dream, and then after this happened, I never had it again. But I would have this dream.
God damn it.
Well, it reoccurred until it stopped reoccurring.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I would have this dream where I would like wake up at like the same time every night, and it would be like, or not every night, it'd be like once a week, like 2 a.m. And in the bedroom up there, if you look out the window, you can see the sidewalk and the street. And there's a street lamp right over it where it's lit up, and you can see in between, back when the hedges were really long, you could see just in between there. And I would wake up at that time every night, look out the window, and see someone walking past, and he was always there at the same exact time when I woke up.
Wait, is this like in the dream in real life?
This is in the dream.
Okay. I was gonna, I thought that was real life too. I was like, well, that would be really weird.
This is where it gets really weird.
So in the dream, it was like that specific thing.
corner,
You were saying,
basically,
like,
or
the real life thing, but in your dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
damn,
I
that's
get
freaky.
it.
And it was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my
That was
house.
weird.
You know, like, I was in my exact location. I would wake up, but I acknowledge it as a dream, and then I would see that, and then I would go back to bed. And then there was one night where I got up and I was
Like you
looking-
actually got up, right?
No, I was
You're
still
still sleeping.
it was
Okay,
still
okay,
a
okay,
dream,
okay,
and
okay.
I looked out the window. Yeah, I was pitching. I looked out the window, and he was walking, but he stopped. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, and then he turned and looked towards the window, and it's all dark in these apartments at that time. So I was like,
Yeah.
"There's no way he fucking sees me." And he starts walking into the parking lot, and immediately when you walk out of that light, you can't see the person.
Right.
Like, they're just gone. I was like, holy shit. Like, there's no way he saw me, but, like, what else would he be doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think this all stemmed from, like, we might have forgot to lock the door one night
Oh,
or something. Or, like,
God,
paranoia
that's
of locking
tough,
the door.
right?
Because
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, well, it's okay if I'm safe as long as we locked the door.
Right.
And then I heard the door, like,
Oh my god.
shit.
I was like, oh, fuck. And then I woke up.
Oh,
Like,
that's,
in my
you're lucky.
bed, and
You're
I was
lucky.
like, well, but then I woke up.
And then I
In
was
the
spaghetti
exact-
in the next room.
I thought you were gonna say you're spooning it.
Yeah. Go back to sleep.
You're like, what are you doing? So I had a scary dream.
I've seen Josh.
And then Josh gets up to check the door to make sure it's locked. Like, go back
Well,
to
yeah.
bed.
No, I had to get up
Yeah.
that night and
Yeah.
go check the door because I was in the same location as the
Right,
dream. So
right.
I woke up, but in the same place as I was in the dream, and
Yep.
the dream ended with the door opening and
Yep.
then closing.
So your mind's racing at that
Yeah,
point
so I was
over.
like, oh,
yeah.
That's pretty fucking
So, like, freaking
scary.
Yeah.
grab your cat as a weapon.
That was a scary one. I've always wanted to do a short on that.
That would be an easy one to do.
yeah.
Reality dreams, like dreams about reality that could be like construed like as real. Like you could see that happening in your real life. That's probably like the
Yeah.
most
That was a cool
scary
one.
thing.
Yeah.
That makes me think of this clip. I don't know if it's from a movie or it's from a short or something, but there's two apartment buildings facing each other, and this kid looks over at his apartment buildings across the way, and he sees like this weird, like elongated woman basically like killing someone, like a weird child, and she looks up and locks eyes with the
child.
kid, and she like points at the kid, runs out of the room, and like runs down the apartment, and you see her running across the courtroom. Like not the courtroom, the courtyard, and up into his apartment. He turns around, looks at his door, and she just fucking flicks it open. And I'm just like, something about that is really unsettling. Like you
Just
said, like
the idea of feeling safe and
feeling
being like,
safe,
I
and
feel
then you're-
safe here,
and
it's
then you're
just
not.
well, because
destroyed.
that's how the kid was. Because he's like, oh, I'm looking at this person. She locks eyes with him, runs over, and I was like, well, at that point you'd be like, there's no way she knows what apartment.
Exactly.
And then you're boom, 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 boom of her pounding on the
God.
door, and I'm just like, that is so unsettling. I'm just like, it's okay, I'm safe. There's no way that even if this weirdo saw me, they're coming this way, and all of a sudden it's like the door opens, and you're just like, fuck,
But-
like.
It's Patrick.
No, but I think the one of the funny things is like when people are scared of like just like normal looking people, but like the limbs are a little bit longer. Because like sometimes I can see like, oh yeah, that is creepy, but other times like they're just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
They
Long
can
on me?
punch you, yeah. they
Yeah,
can
reach
punch
you
They
better.
can grab you so good.
Yeah, but then what? There is a long person. I can get them.
Yeah, now that you're closer, you got the power.
You got the upper hand.
They won't be
yeah.
able to get you.
Exactly. Like I have arms too. They might not be as long as yours, but I don't have experience.
Well, once I get up on you, oh yeah, it's all over.
I gotta be training. Like, hey, you want to be training
with
with me? It's like, no,
Yeah,
you gotta like
really good dream.
somehow elongate
Scary
yourself so I can train with like longer arms.
Long arm
Just so I
people.
know. So they like grab like fake mannequin arms and stuff.
Start fighting basketball players.
Oh yeah, Shaq! I was fighting Shaq. That reminds me. No, because last night, like
I was fighting Shaq.
exactly no,
I was
but
like, come here, O'Neal.
in real life, like we saw a picture of like Shaq holding. It was in a commercial. He was like holding a can of like Pepsi or something, but like his hand is so freaking huge, and like the can looks like this big
Yeah.
in his like hand. And my mom was like, "No, that can't be real. They gotta be like using like a smaller can or something." Like, no, that's how big his hands are. He's
Yeah.
freaking Shaq. So I
Yeah.
like pulled up an actual like other picture of him like holding a full size water bottle, but it's like this big. He's like
Yeah.
holding it with like just a few fingers.
Or like the poster for Ready Player One.
Yeah. But seriously, that also reminds me of like something funny, like a little short thing we could do is like not necessarily zombies, like maybe like the crazies or something, like something's getting into people,
like
making them
zombie movie idea.
like stupid. No, just kidding. Let me say what I want to say.
The boner?
But like
The boner one?
like something's making people like go like crazy or something, but I imagine like opening up a door or something and like you can't see, like it's out of frame, but the person's like Shaq? And then you see like a giant hand just come out like grab their face and it's like ah, and then it just ends.
Well,
We call it Shack Attack.
I think that's
Yeah.
been our dreams, unless anyone's got
Is
any
Josh
other.
done?
Yeah,
My
Josh.
dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went quick.
What
Yeah.
about the peepers?
But peepers weren't a dream. That was
Oh,
just
yeah, that's
something-
right.
Yeah, I was awake when I experienced that in my brain.
Yeah, because the peepers are actually real things.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of them?
That's
You
crazy.
just die.
Yeah,
I'm not-
under
I'm
the
not
couch.
looking forward to what the,
The
peepers
couch.
are if they're real.
the table. I almost said the bench.
Blake, you got anything else?
Oh yeah, you were gonna say something, and I said shut up. Oh wait, no, never mind. Ryan said you had someone said you had an idea for a zombie movie.
Yeah, but that was the boner
Yeah, it was
thing.
his dream. It was his
That was
dream
the
about
boner
like.
one.
Oh,
That wasn't a real dream.
I'm gonna hurt myself.
But no, like I don't know. There's a few dreams I got cooking in my head of like how I want to make stuff.
You just have to dream them tonight and remember.
You have like 30 like horrifying, just terrible dreams.
I'm pretty gnarly.
30 in one night.
I'm efficient. But yeah, there's like I don't know, like I do. There are certain dreams that I have. I just wish I could remember them right now better. But the thing is, I normally don't write them down. I just tell them to Mallory because I'm like, oh, I had this fucking dream, blah blah blah. But like, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of like horror stuff that I'm like, that would be pretty fucking terrifying or really cool because like what you're talking about is like the feeling of feeling safe and then like something clearly is not safe and it gets you or it comes towards you or it's one of those things where I'm just like that's pretty fucking weird like
Yeah.
like I don't know I think certain movies do that really well with like even like It Follows like you think like oh it's okay I'm good I'm like out here or whatever and then it's there you're like oh shit and like the thing I was telling you about like that clip about this this woman running across the courtyard and it's so weird where it's like you think you're doing something privately like again this kid was watching someone he thought he was doing it privately didn't like you in your dream you're seeing this person and then they acknowledge you and they lock eyes with you and they like point at you or whatever like that's something I liked about Barbarian is there's things that fucking crazy weird woman did where I was like I don't like that like she was really like parts where she just like locked eyes or was like I'm like oh
I liked when she broke through the wall.
yeah Kool-Aid Man and killed that hobo
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I really like the idea of like you have this like safetiness, and then all of a sudden that safetiness is
That's
gone.
broken somehow, yeah.
Because like it's the whole thing of locking your doors, closing your windows, making sure you're
Just
safe.
really basic stuff,
Yeah.
too.
Really basic
yeah.
stuff.
Like before I fall asleep every night, like I just check the doors, make sure they're locked and stuff.
Yeah, I'm really.
And also, like, whenever
me
I get
too.
up to
It's
go
like
to the
it's
bathroom in the
habitual.
middle of the night, I
Yeah.
have to check the front door. Like,
Yeah.
even though I already checked it earlier, it's like, it's
Dude,
still
there was
locked.
one time I got so fucking paranoid when I came home because I came home and one of my posters was off the wall and my closet door was open.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? Because I was like,
me. I took your poster.
no, this was like earlier this year with Ariel.
No, it was
so,
me.
Okay, that's weird. You
I'm
came
kidding.
back.
Yeah.
But, no, I went up to her because I went in her room. I was like, hey, this is totally weird. I'm not going to be upset anyway. But I was like, were you in my room today? And she's like, no. She goes, why? I'm like, one of my posters fell off the wall, which is fine because sometimes, the tags pop up. I was like, but also my closet door's open. And I'm like, I could have sworn my closet door was closed. And I just sat there being like, it makes you like uneasy.
It does, yeah.
Because like that's where I'm just like, oh, what's happening? Because so one time back when I was living in my studio apartment, my girlfriend had a key and she randomly showed up. Nothing scared me more than me sitting there about to go to bed with Muddy in my bed. I'm like, all right, time to go to bed. And someone unlocks my door.
Yeah,
I
that
stood up. I was
freaks.
like, what the fuck is happening? I
Yeah.
looked at the door like, what's happening? And she walked in. I was like, hello. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I scared you. It's so funny. I'm like, Is that funny? Like,
Yeah.
I'm
What
literally.
about when you were watching
I was gonna
Sunshine
say,
and Josh walked in?
You guys left the thing unlocked. And I
Oh,
went
yeah.
home
Don't
to
touch
grab
my
something.
face. What the hell was that?
You stood up.
Um,
But yeah, I like came in behind you guys, and I was gonna like grab you.
I would have died.
That's what I thought, and so I instead I was like, okay, I don't mean to scare you guys super bad. You're
But
like,
that still
"Ah!"
scared
Yeah.
us. So if you actually did grab us and go, that
I
would have been
came in
terrible.
silently, and
I
I
would
was
have hated
standing
you,
behind
Joe.
them, and they didn't know I came in.
Yeah. It's pretty good, man. Yeah, there's some really creepy stuff like that happens, and you're like, I could have sworn the thing was fucking locked, or I could have sworn the thing was closed, or I could have sworn this was open and now it's closed. I don't know. I like that kind of stuff because it makes you really uneasy with just home.
I had that happen in Hawaii when I was at the place, and I closed everything, and there was no airflow. All the windows were closed. And I went to bed, and I woke up at 3. I was like, why the fuck am I up at 3? And I noticed my closet door is just wide open. And I got up and investigated, and I closed the door and I pushed on it, and there's no way, there's no
It
airflow.
could have opened, yeah.
And I couldn't explain it, so I just went back to bed. I was like,
Dumbass.
ghost, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but there's been times where when I go up to go to the bathroom, I'm standing there peeing, and I look down the hallway because where my bathroom is, there's the front door, and then to the left is this hallway that leads straight into the bathroom, and then my bedroom door is kind of right to the left of that. So I'm standing there looking at the hallway, and I'm for some reason I'm just thinking am I dreaming right now? And I'm just
You wake up
staring
and you
down the
pissed
hallway.
yourself.
Yeah, all the time. No, but I'm expecting if I'm dreaming, then something's gonna come around the freaking corner, but it never does, and I just go back to sleep.
Well, this has been Chut.
Yeah, this has been Chud Talk, scary talk. Woo. But we definitely do need to wrap up this episode. We'll start over here, and I'll end it.
My name is Patrick. I am one of your hosts, Patrick.
I am also a host, Ryan.
My name is Josh. I'm one of your hosts, Patrick.
And this is Patrick. I'm one of your Patricks. This is a Chud Patrick. And look in the Patrick below for the link to the Patrick Eon. And
There's just a link to a picture of me.
Awesome. It'll be the Badger.
But it's a picture through my window.
Yeah.
It's a picture of the hallway looking at you.
I would shit my pants. I would freaking kill myself.
Oh my god! But
honest.
But yeah, check out the description below for the new Patreon that we set up to help the channel grow. And stay tuned for more. Thanks for listening. And Patrick, hit them with the theme before Ryan ends the theme.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell. Ow! That actually hurt.